Assalamualaikum and good day to everyone. Okay, welcome back, guys. Alright, so let's take a look on past year January 2024. Questions number 1A. Alright, so question number 1A, total mark is 6 mark. Okay, normally questions 1A can be divided into two parts. Alright, okay, part 1A and then B. So A, usually the mark is 2 marks and then B, 4 marks. Alright, so let's take a look on one by one. Guys, you know that the scope for tax admin is wide. It could be anything. It could be return, it could be assessment, it could be appeal, it could be offences, it could be recovery, it could be collection. Alright, it could be anything. So you need to be prepared for this topic. Alright. So when I look at the question here, guys, this time, this one, guys, questions A, this one related to offences or penalty. And then B, this one related to appeal. Okay, let's read the questions together. Alright, look at A. Discuss briefly any two offences. You know that offences and penalty, there are so many categories, guys. So which category question asks you? Okay, in relation to tax return. Guys, tax return, there are so many. It could be that you didn't submit tax return or you give wrong information about tax return. There are so many offences. So choose any two. And its penalties in the case of with prosecutions. So you need to pick two offences that is related to, the penalty is related to go to jail. Prosecution means related go to jail, being imprisonment. You need to choose that, not just penalty in terms of money, but penalty, it must related to prosecutions. So how do we answer this one, guys? Actually, you can pick many offences related to tax return. Okay, let me give you example. Okay, you guys can mention about failure to finish a return. Meaning to say the taxpayer failed to submit return. Form B, Form BE, Form C. Okay, they don't submit to IRB. So this is offences, kan? This is something not good. Because you will be penalized. You have to pay penalty. So the penalty, guys, okay, this one is 2 mark, isn't it? Okay, this one is 1 tick, 1 mark. Alright? Okay, before you get 1 mark, guys, you need to give offences together with the penalty. Because question mentioned here, penalties. Okay, look at here, guys. So the penalty is, if money, minimum 200, maximum 20,000. Or you could go to jail for 6 months, less than 6 months. Or it could be both. So you give me the complete name of offences together with penalty. So this one represent 1 mark. This one 1 mark. Alright? Okay, number 2. Let's say that you make mistake. You didn't submit a return for more than 2 years, guys. Oh my God, more than 2 years. Last year you didn't submit. This year also you didn't submit. So what happened to in that case, guys? The penalty will be raised. Now, if you didn't submit for a year, the penalty is 200 to 20,000, isn't it? But if you fail to submit to IRB more than 2 years, guys, the penalty, the minimum is 1,000 and maximum is 20,000. Or you go to jail less than 6 months. So it could be both. Or one more, guys, you have to pay 3 times of tax payable. Guys, this is very heavy. This is heavy penalty actually. Not only you have to go to the jail, you have to pay 1,000, 2,000, but you could also be charged 3 times. You have to pay 3 times from the tax you are being charged. Alright? Okay, so I guess that's all for question January 2024 for part A. Okay, now we go to the next part, guys. This one is part B. Identify 4 events that allow taxpayer to make an appeal. 4 event, 4.4 marks. Guys, actually I already discussed this one in the video lecture. So in what situation you can appeal? Because in the lecture I mentioned that there are certain situations you can appeal, but there are certain situations you cannot appeal at all. So in this question, they mentions about in what situation you can appeal. Okay, for example, guys. Okay, number one, when you are not satisfied with your assessment. So what should we do? Okay, you appeal. All right, number two. So, is there any relief that have not been appropriately given? So maybe there are certain relief you want to claim. All right, when you submit, let's say when the first time you submitted your form, you forget to claim this relief. Okay, and then suddenly you remember, guys. Okay, now you claim. All right, so you appeal and then you can claim appropriately. Okay, number three. Let's say that the taxpayer they recall that they forgot to claim certain expenses. You can deduct certain expenses. That expenses, guys, can reduce your income tax liability. So it will be waste if you don't claim, isn't it? So if you want to claim, you appeal. Or number four, whereby the assessment raised by RRB, okay, you believe that there is an error of mistake. So in this situation, guys, to correct the mistake, you appeal. So these four are the situations that allow taxpayer to appeal to IRB. Okay, so I guess that's it. Thank you, everyone.